Did you know that showering too often or too infrequently can actually harm your body after age 60? Most of us were taught from a young age that taking a daily shower was part of being clean and respectable. It became second nature, a routine we rarely question. But here's the truth: once you hit 65, 70, or beyond, your body no longer reacts to that routine the same way it used to. In fact, more and more geriatric doctors are warning that sticking to this daily habit could quietly be wearing down your skin, weakening your immune system, and draining your energy. Some habits are so ingrained we repeat them for decades without ever asking why. Showering every day is one of them. But think about it. Have you recently stepped out of the shower and noticed your skin feeling itchy red or unusually dry? Have you felt more tired than refreshed? If so, then this video is for you. We're going to explore 6 major reasons why medical experts say older adults need to rethink how often they shower, and more importantly, how to take care of their body the right way in their later years. And no, this isn't just about saving water or cutting down on chores. This is about protecting your health, preserving your independence, and feeling better in your own skin. If you're hoping to live longer, feel more energized, and make sure your daily habits are supporting, not sabotaging, your well-being, then you're absolutely in the right place. And trust me, the 6th reason we'll cover later in this video might completely transform the way you think about self-care in your golden years. Let's start with reason number 1, increased skin sensitivity. As we age, our skin becomes naturally thinner, drier, and more fragile than it was in our younger days. That means the usual shower habits, scrubbing hard using hot water and applying strong soaps, can actually backfire after age 60 or 70. You might feel like a long, hot shower leaves you refreshed, but for aging skin, it can strip away the natural oils your body works hard to produce. These oils act like your skin's built-in defense system. Once they're gone, the skin is left vulnerable, dry, cracked, itchy, and more likely to become inflamed or infected. In other words, showering the wrong way in your later years doesn't just dry you out, it can open the door to much bigger health concerns. Now let's take a moment to imagine what really happens when your skin stays dry over long periods of time. For many older adults, it starts subtly: a little redness here, a bit of tightness there. But over time, that dryness becomes more than just an annoyance. It turns into irritation that doesn't go away. It becomes soreness that flares up after every shower. And soon those small, dry patches can crack open, leaving tiny wounds on your skin, easy entry points for bacteria. These aren't just cosmetic concerns. When your skin barrier breaks down, even minor issues can quickly snowball into painful infections, especially if your immune system isn't quite as strong as it once was. What started as a bit of dryness can become an open invitation for germs that your body might struggle to fight off. It's surprising, isn't it? Something as ordinary as frequent showering, something we've always associated with the hygiene and self-care, could actually be setting off a chain reaction that leads to discomfort, vulnerability, and in some cases, serious health complications. That's why more and more dermatologists are now encouraging seniors to rethink how often they shower. Unless you've been sweating a lot, working in the yard, or doing something particularly messy, 2 to 3 showers a week is often more than enough to stay clean and healthy after 60 or 70. But when you do shower, it's all about how you do it. Keep the water lukewarm, not hot. Hot water strips the skin's natural oils faster than you'd think. Use gentle fragrance-free cleansers rather than those harsh, drying bar soaps many of us have used for decades. And always finish with a nourishing moisturizer. Focus especially on areas that tend to dry out faster, like your arms, lower legs, and back. Let me tell you about someone I once met, an 81-year-old man named Harold. He was the picture of discipline. Every single morning without fail, he'd hop in the shower, turning the knob all the way to hot. He loved that blast of warmth, said it made him feel alive. But as the months passed, Harold began noticing strange, scaly red patches forming on his forearms. The itching was unbearable. No amount of lotion seemed to help. Finally, after some persistence from his daughter and a couple visits to the dermatologist, Harold made a small change. He reduced his showers to twice a week, swapped his soap for a gentle cleanser, and started using a thicker hydrating moisturizer. Within 4 weeks, the difference was dramatic. The redness faded, the itching disappeared, and Harold felt more comfortable in his skin, literally. What seemed like a tiny change in habit turned into a huge improvement in his quality of life. And that's the point: these changes may feel unfamiliar at first, especially if you've held your routine for decades. But aging isn't about clinging to the past, it's about listening to your body and adapting wisely. So next time you hesitate to skip that daily shower, or remember giving your skin a break might be one of the kindest things you can do for yourself. Less time under the faucet could mean more comfort, less irritation, and fewer trips to the doctor. Now let's move on to reason number 2, your immune health. One of the most overlooked consequences of overshowering as we age is how it may weaken the body's natural immune defenses. And in our next section, you'll learn exactly how something as simple as soap and water might be interfering with your body's first line of protection. Let's shift how we think about our skin for a moment. It's not just a protective layer on the outside of your body, it's actually one of your most important immune organs. Yes, your skin plays a critical role in keeping you healthy. Think of it this way, your skin is your body's first line of defense. It holds beneficial bacteria that support your immune system, blocks harmful pathogens like viruses and fungi, and helps regulate your internal temperature and hydration. But here's the problem when you shower too often, especially with harsh soaps or steaming hot water. You end up scrubbing away more than just sweat and dirt. You're also removing that vital protective barrier. It's a bit like knocking down the fence that keeps strangers out of your yard. Without that defense, anything can wander in, and for older adults, that's a real concern. As we grow older, our immune systems naturally slow down. Cuts and scrapes take longer to heal, bruises stick around longer, and our bodies simply aren't as quick to fight off infections. That's why when your skin's barrier is compromised from frequent washing, you're left more exposed not just to dryness and irritation, but to potentially dangerous infections. Think about what can happen. A dry, flaky spot on your leg could turn into something serious like cellulitis, a painful bacterial infection that requires antibiotics, or even hospitalization. A tiny scratch on your forearm that wouldn't have mattered 10 years ago could now become inflamed or infected, all because the skin's natural defense system has been weakened by overshowering. Let me share a story about a woman I once met. Her name was Clara, and she was 77 years old. Clara took great pride in her hygiene. She'd bathe every day, sometimes even twice, using fragrant soaps and hot water, because in her words, it made her feel extra clean. But after a few months, she began developing strange rashes, first on her back, then her legs. Soon those rashes turned into recurring skin infections. Concerned, Clara visited her doctor, who discovered the issue wasn't a new allergy or illness. It was her shower routine. By trying to stay super clean, Clara was unintentionally washing away the good bacteria her skin needed to stay balanced. Her skin microbiome, that invisible army of helpful bacteria, had been stripped down. The solution was surprisingly simple. She reduced her showers to 3 times a week, switched to mild unscented products, and made moisturizing a non-negotiable part of her day. Within weeks, the rashes disappeared and the infections stopped returning. Clara didn't become less clean, she became smarter about her skin's needs. Here's the lesson. Cleanliness doesn't mean scrubbing your entire body from head to toe every single day. You don't need to treat your skin like a dirty dish that needs to be scoured. Instead, doctors now recommend what they call targeted hygiene. That means focusing on areas that genuinely need more regular attention, like your hands, face, underarms, groin, and feet. These are high traffic zones where sweat and bacteria can build up. The rest of your body, it can often go a day or two, even more, without a full scrub. By giving your skin a break and allowing it time to recover, you're not only preserving moisture and comfort, you're also strengthening your immune protection from the outside in. So remember, being clean isn't about overdoing it, it's about being wise. In your golden years, less can truly be more when it comes to skincare. If you're still watching this, it means you're someone who truly values your health and well-being, and I appreciate that deeply. If this video is helping you see things in a new light, do me a small favor. Drop a 2 in the comments so I know you're with us. And if you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, now's the perfect time. Tap the bell too so you'll never miss another video filled with helpful, uplifting content designed to support you as you age with strength and grace. Now let's move on to the third and very important reason to reconsider your shower habits after 60, your safety, especially when it comes to slips and falls in the bathroom. When we talk about hygiene routines, we often focus on skin cleanliness or comfort. But one huge factor that often gets overlooked is the increased risk of falling in the shower, a danger that grows significantly with age. You see, our balance and coordination naturally decline as we get older. Muscles lose strength, reflexes slow down, and vision may not be as sharp, all of which make wet surfaces especially hazardous. And unfortunately, the bathroom is one of the most accident-prone areas in the home for seniors. Slippery tiles, soapy tubs, shifting bath mats, and sudden changes in temperature can quickly turn a routine shower into a serious emergency. Now picture this scenario. It's early in the morning, you're not fully awake. You step into a steamy hot shower. The water feels good, but your blood pressure starts to dip because of the heat. The floor is damp. Maybe your vision is a little foggy, your footing slightly unsure. If you're 25, you might barely notice. But if you're 75 or 85, that exact moment could lead to a fall, and that fall could lead to a hospital stay, surgery, or weeks in recovery. Let me tell you a real story about a gentleman named Walter, age 83. Walter was proud of his routine. Up before dawn, showered, shaved, dressed sharp. He said it made him feel ready to take on the world. But one icy winter morning, the hot steam from his shower fogged up his glasses. As he stepped out, the bath mat shifted just slightly. That was all it took. He lost his balance, slipped and fell hard. The result, a fractured pelvis. Walter spent 6 weeks in recovery and rehab. It was painful, frustrating, and changed the way he looked at daily routines. After that experience, he made some smart adjustments. He cut back to 3 showers per week, installed grab bars, added non-slip mats, and started using a shower chair. Guess what? He still felt clean, still felt independent, but he no longer feared the bathroom. His new routine gave him peace of mind and helped prevent another dangerous fall. This story isn't unique. Sadly, many seniors don't realize how risky their daily shower can be until something happens. So here's the takeaway. Cutting back on your shower routine isn't just about better skin, it's also about keeping your entire body safe. The less time you spend navigating slippery surfaces, the lower your risk of injury. If you ever feel lightheaded during or right after a shower, that's your body waving a red flag. It's time to make some changes. Instead of long, hot showers, try shorter ones with cooler water. Make sure the bathroom is well lit and choose a time of day when you're most alert, maybe mid-morning after breakfast. Consider using a sturdy bench or chair in the shower for stability. These are small shifts, but they could protect you from major harm. Because at this stage of life, taking care of yourself doesn't mean doing more. It means doing better and smarter. Timing matters. Believe it or not, choosing to bathe when you're most alert, not tired or groggy, can drastically lower your risk of slipping or falling. There's no question that staying clean is important, but staying safe is even more essential. The truth is, adjusting your shower routine might seem like a minor change, but it could be the very decision that allows you to stay on your feet, maintain your independence, and keep living in your own home longer on your own terms. Now let's move on to the 4th reason why it's time to rethink how and when you shower your circulation. As we age, our circulatory system begins to slow down. It's a normal part of growing older. Blood vessels lose some of their elasticity. The heart doesn't pump as efficiently, and blood doesn't move through the body as quickly or easily as it used to. This is why doctors keep a close eye on signs of poor circulation in older adult. Symptoms like cold hands or feet, numbness, swelling, slow-healing cuts, or bruises, or that heavy dragging sensation in your legs after just a short walk. What many people don't realize is that your shower routine can either support or sabotage your circulation. Let me explain. When you step into a warm, gentle shower, your blood vessels expand, a process known as vasodilation. This helps blood move more freely throughout your body, bringing oxygen and nutrients to your muscles and organs. That's why so many people say they feel looser or more alive after a nice warm shower. The improved circulation can be a real mood booster. But here's the catch, and it's especially important for older adults. Too much of a good thing can turn into a problem. If you shower too often or use water that's too hot, your body can begin to lose its ability to regulate temperature and blood flow efficiently. At first, your blood vessels open up, but with repeated exposure to high heat, your circulatory system can get overworked, leading to dizziness, fatigue, and even dangerous fainting spells. This is even more concerning for seniors who already have heart conditions, low blood pressure, or circulatory disorders. Something as routine as a daily hot shower can unexpectedly tip the balance and put your health at risk, especially if you live alone or already have mobility challenges. Let me share the story of George, a 79-year-old widower. George loved his long, hot showers. In fact, he took 2 every day, once in the morning and again in the evening. He said it helped him feel clean and relaxed. But over time, George started noticing something unsettling. He began experiencing dizzy spells, sometimes while still in the shower, other times as he stepped out. One day, he nearly collapsed in the bathroom. Concerned, he told his doctor about it. After reviewing his symptoms and asking about his routine, the doctor quickly pointed to his shower habits as a likely contributor. The prescription cut back on frequency, lower the water temperature, and shorten the length. George followed the advice. He switched to lukewarm water, limited his showers to just 3 times a week, and made sure he showered during daylight hours when he felt most alert. Within a few weeks, his dizziness stopped completely. His energy returned, and most importantly, he regained confidence in his own safety. George didn't lose his independence. He strengthened it by listening to his body and adapting wisely. So if you've been feeling more tired after showers, lightheaded, or off balance, don't brush it off. Your body may be signaling that it's time for a change. A gentler, less frequent shower routine could help improve your circulation and protect you from far bigger risks. It all comes down to one powerful word: moderation. The healthiest approach to bathing after age 60 isn't about eliminating showers. It's about being intentional. A routine of 2 to 3 showers per week using warm, not hot water offers the circulation benefits your body still craves without overwhelming your cardiovascular system. See, a gentle boost to blood flow is helpful. It can awaken your muscles, ease stiffness, and even uplift your mood. But if you crank up the heat or step into the shower too often, your body can start to feel the strain. What once felt refreshing may slowly begin to wear you down. And let's not forget, the real goal isn't just to be clean. It's to feel steady, safe, energized, and well enough to enjoy your day fully. That starts with thoughtful choices. Simply paying attention to how often you bathe and the temperature of the water can make a huge difference in maintaining healthy circulation, especially as your body becomes more delicate with age. The truth is, your shower habits directly affect your heart, health, your blood vessels, and your overall sense of vitality. And believe it or not, it all begins with how far you turn the hot water knob each morning. If you've made it this far into the video and these insights are helping you reimagine your daily routine, take a moment to type 4 in the comments so I know you're still with me. And if you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell. That's how we keep bringing you new helpful content that can truly make life better as you age. Your support means the world. Now let's shift to something many people don't consider when they think about bathing: mental and emotional well-being. You see, for many seniors, taking a shower is more than just a way to get clean. It's a ritual, a few quiet minutes of solitude, a moment of calm structure in the day, something familiar, comforting, and personal. That simple act of stepping into warm water, closing the door, and letting the world fade away, it can feel like therapy. And in many ways it is. But here's something that's often overlooked. Showering too frequently, especially without any real need, can sometimes be a subtle sign that something deeper is going on. In our later years, emotional health becomes just as vital as physical strength. Feelings of isolation, anxiety, sadness, or purposelessness can begin to surface, especially after big life changes, like retirement, adult children moving away, or the loss of a beloved spouse. And when that happens, some seniors begin using the shower as a kind of coping tool. They may start bathing excessively, not out of need, but as a way to distract the mind-filled time or soothe feelings they haven't fully processed. The warm water becomes a temporary escape from loneliness. But unfortunately, it's a solution that doesn't truly heal. Over time, this kind of overbathing can actually deepen emotional fatigue and disturb your natural rhythm. What once felt like comfort can turn into a cycle of avoidance. There are 2 sides to this coin. On one end, some older adults begin bathing excessively, using the shower as a coping mechanism. But on the other end, just as many begin to withdraw from it altogether, skipping showers for days or even weeks. Not because they're lazy, but because their emotional energy is depleted. They simply don't feel motivated. Both extremes often point to something deeper going on beneath the surface. That's why during medical checkups, doctors frequently ask about hygiene routines. Not because they're nitpicking about cleanliness, but because sudden changes in shower habits can be strong indicators of emotional or mental health shifts. For instance, if someone who's always been tidy suddenly starts skipping showers altogether, it could be a sign of depression, grief, or emotional fatigue. Likewise, if a person begins showering 2 or 3 times a day for no practical reason, they may be trying to regain a sense of control or comfort in the middle of emotional distress. Take the story of Sharon, a 76-year-old woman I once met. For most of her adult life, Sharon maintained a balanced routine, nothing extreme. But after her husband passed away, her habits began to shift. She started showering twice a day every day, once in the morning and again before bed. When asked about it, Sharon said it helped her feel like something in life still made sense. But over time, her skin began to suffer. She developed persistent itching, redness, and irritation. Her daughter, noticing the change, gently encouraged her to talk to her doctor. That one conversation opened the door to something much bigger: unprocessed grief. Sharon hadn't truly faced the loss she was carrying, and her constant showers had become a quiet escape from the silence of her new daily life. With gentle support and counseling, she slowly began to adjust her routine. She brought her showers down to 3 times a week, incorporated new activities into her day, and found healthier ways to express and process her grief. And you know what? Her skin healed. But more importantly, her spirit began to heal too. This is why bathing at a comfortable, moderate frequency 2 to 3 times per week can be so powerful. It keeps the body clean and healthy without damaging your skin, draining your energy, or masking emotional pain. It allows you to build a comforting, predictable rhythm in your day without becoming overly dependent on the routine to numb what's going on inside. Your hygiene habits should support your well-being, not burden you or hide emotions that need to be acknowledged. So if you find yourself showering not because you need to, but because it fills the silence or eases a sadness you haven't spoken about, take a deep breath. There's nothing wrong with you. In fact, that self-awareness is already a step toward healing. Be gentle with yourself. Talk to someone you trust. Whether it's a close friend, a family member, or your doctor, opening up can make all the difference. Emotional health is just as vital as physical health. And sometimes something as simple as reworking your shower schedule can be a meaningful part of the healing process. Final thoughts. If there's one thing I've come to believe deeply over the years, it's this: the small things we do each day matter far more than we realize. Bathing might seem like just another task, like brushing your teeth or making the bed, but in truth, it reflects so much more. For older adults, it's a mirror of how we're really doing, how we treat ourselves, how we value our routines, and how we choose to move through the chapters of our lives. As we wrap up, I want to leave you with this simple truth. There's no one-size-fits-all rulebook when it comes to taking care of yourself. The goal isn't to follow someone else's idea of what's right, it's to tune into your own body, respect your rhythms, and respond with kindness. Some people might assume that bathing less often is a sign of laziness. Others might think that long, steamy showers every day mean you're doing great. But the reality is neither extreme tells the full story. What's right for one person might not be right for another, and that's okay. It's all about balance. If your skin is feeling tight, dry, or irritated, it might be your body's way of asking for fewer showers, cooler water, or gentler products. If you feel recharged after a quick rinse, then by all means enjoy that moment. Just be sure it's coming from a place of care, not habit or pressure. One of the most empowering things you can do as you grow older is to let go of outdated beliefs and embrace new ways of caring for yourself. You are not obligated to stick with a routine just because it's what you've always done. This chapter of your life is yours to shape. Maybe you've always rushed through your hygiene routine, checking it off like a chore. Or maybe recently you found yourself skipping it entirely. Either way, what matters most is what you choose to do next. Let your shower time become a moment of calm, a space where you reconnect with yourself, not just a task to be completed. You deserve for it to be soothing, not stressful, healing, not hurried. And if anything in this video resonated with you, if you saw a bit of your own story in these words, I hope you feel recognized, understood, and supported because you matter. Whether you're adjusting your shower habits, acknowledging a deeper emotional need, or simply choosing to treat yourself with a little more grace, know this: every small step is an act of self-respect. You're not just maintaining your health, you're evolving, growing, and still learning how to care for yourself with wisdom. That's something to celebrate. Thank you so much for spending your time with us today. I'd love to hear from you truly. Please leave a comment below and share one thing you learned from this video and how you might apply it in your daily life. Your reflections are meaningful not only to us, but to others in this community who might be feeling the same way. If this video helped you or brought you comfort, click that like button, subscribe, and share it with someone you care about. Your support helps us keep creating thoughtful content that educates, encourages, and uplifts because we're all on this journey together. Thanks again for watching. Stay well, stay kind to yourself, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.